What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the greatest gaming podcast on the internet, the One Up Gamescast. I'm one of your hosts, Carl Sinclair, joined as always by my brother from another mother, the man with the plan, Master Chief in the streets, Master Cheeks in the sheets, Jack Gibbs. How you doing, bud?
Man, I'm doing well. I don't love every time we do these episodes, and you're like, man with a plan, and neither of us have a plan.
Nah, but if we say we have a plan, it looks good. It sounds good.
Yeah.
People like thinking we have a plan. Yeah, no, not too bad. Haven't got any plan, but I'm here. You know, it's Friday. Had a day off. It was good. Got a lot of website stuff done. Got a lot of YouTube stuff done, and then just started playing Assassin's Creed Unity. And what an incredibly dense experience. You know, like I jumped in and I was really enjoying the story and stuff, and then I started doing what I normally do with these big open world games. I like to try and get all the collectibles and stuff done before I roll credits, because when I feel like I roll credits on a game, it's really hard for me to stay motivated to be in that world, to run around and open chests and you know, find little collectibles when like I feel like my time there, my experience there is sort of done. And remembering how Unity ends, it's very difficult to stick around after Unity ends. It feels like such a conclusive ending, even though there is DLC that really does a good job of sort of like being like the cherry on top of Arno's story. So I've decided I've just been doing the collectibles, and there's no need for there to be that many chests. There's no need for there to be that many collectibles. It is like, I will show you a photo of the map after this podcast. It is just extremely jam-packed full of miscellaneous crap that just doesn't need to be that much. Like, I don't know if it was like, because I'm trying to think back to when Unity came out. And I'm like, man, maybe if they'd spent less time dropping chests everywhere, it wouldn't have launched a buggy mess. But then I'm like, I shouldn't blame the fact that there's a billion freaking chests for me to collect for being a buggy mess. I'm sure there were time constraints and all that sort of stuff, and they wanted to get something out to keep with their yearly releases. But yeah, I'm just sort of done collecting stuff. I've collected over half the map, though. Like, I'm over halfway done with all the collectibles, so I will finish it. But I'm also sort of like, man, was this fun back in the day? Now, I mean, the other games are guilty of it. They have done it. But I also feel like the other games were... This feels... And I probably wouldn't have realized it back in the day, you know what I mean? Because it was like so long ago. But this is like the first Assassin's Creed where you are solely fixed to a singular location. Like, you're not going anywhere else. Like, you think back to Assassin's Creed 1 and you would travel from city to city. Now, the cities weren't massive, but, you know, it's like to... You know, you got to load from one place to the other. You know, it's impossible for us to put everything in one location. This really feels like this was the first time they could give you a big location that didn't require a loading screen between a district sort of thing. You know what I mean? And I don't know. You do go to Versailles. Like, that is a place you can go. That's where you start the game. It's like a tutorial area, and you can go back there. But there is just nothing to do there once the story stuff is complete. Like, there is nothing. Like, you go back and get some chests, and then you come back to Paris. And I'm not, like, I don't know. I kind of feel like maybe it would have like benefited from like maybe just having a couple of different locations you visit. Like, maybe not having them be like a permanent.
Like, leave the city a little bit.
Yeah, like not a permanent location, but like say you have a mission that like there's just one mission that takes you to England or something like that. You know what I mean? Or one mission that takes you like to the outskirts of Paris as opposed to you're in Paris the entire time. You know what I mean? And I don't know.
I mean, they've overcompensated for it these days.
Yeah, they really
I think
have.
what I would say is you have to remember at the time, like, it was the next gen. Like, it was a next gen only Assassin's Creed game.
Yeah.
It was very dense. It was very vertical. They were all selling points of the game. So, yeah, like, I think everything you're saying is valid, but I don't think anyone was worried about anything you've just said.
Everyone was trying to find out where the faces had gone. People wanted to know why there were just people with eyeballs walking around. Like, that was the big thing about Unity.
Yeah, there was other problems.
Oh, yeah. I will say this, though, and I mean it when I say this, and as an Assassin's Creed fan, you know I mean it, because I love Assassin's Creed. This might be the best parkour we've ever had in Assassin's Creed. I think comparing it to Shadows is a step back towards what we lost with Unity. I think Unity is the best parkour we ever had. The system works. It's very well done. It feels cool to do this stuff. It's the quickest you get around a city. I also think that this might be the best combat we've ever had in an Assassin's Creed as well. And this is also the first step towards a more RPG sort of thing. You know, you've got gear, you've got levels on gear, you've got skills and stuff like that. But it feels the perfect level of that sort of stuff. Like, it doesn't feel less Assassin's Creed. It feels more Assassin's Creed than it does RPG. And I think if we can take a step back towards that direction, as opposed to full RPG, gear builds and going out into the world and doing quests for that stuff, like, I don't know, I feel like Unity was a lot better than we gave it credit for. Like, it's quite good. The story is, like, a bit predictable and can be a bit bland at some points, you know what I mean? Like, it is a game set during the French Revolution that really has nothing to do with the French Revolution. You know what I mean? Like, Arno is present for these events, but he is so wrapped up in his own tale of revenge that you really don't get to experience anything to do with, like, what's politically going on at the time. Like, it doesn't affect him, so it doesn't affect the story, if that makes sense. Because, like, that's the thing that I think a lot of people should give Assassin's Creed 3 more credit for, is, like, it is a game set during the American Revolution, and the American Revolution is at the forefront. Like, Connor is a part of and responsible at times for some of the biggest things that happened during, like, Boston Tea Party, the signing of the Declaration of Independence, you know what I mean? Like, he was there. He was interacting with some of the biggest names in American history, George Washington, Paul Revere. Like, at least he played a massive role in that, and, it felt like a history lesson. Whereas, like, Unity feels like a romance story set on the backdrop of the French Revolution. I don't know. I kind of feel like I wish they'd taken more of an advantage of that, but maybe that's why back in the day people were a bit sour on the story. Like, you had these great opportunities, this great backdrop. Like, I'm like sequence 9, and I've only just met Napoleon in sequence 8. You know what I mean? Like, and there's 13 in total. Yeah. Like. These big key players in French history I'm only now interacting with towards the tail end of the game. So it kind of felt like maybe one day that they, like, it's like, look, the characters are fine. Arno is a bit of a dick, and, like, he's hard to actually like, but, like, I'm finding the more side content I do, like, he shines in the side content as opposed to the main story. And the same with Elise. Like, she shines in the main story because you don't really see her anywhere else. But yeah, I don't know. I'm really enjoying my time with it, though. I'll be keen to get to the end. I'll be keen to finish it. But yeah, at the moment, I'm just kind of, like, getting collectibles, and I'm remembering, like, yeah, this is something that I'm glad we sort of, like, stepped away from. You know what I mean? Like, I'm glad, like, we sort of stepped away from, like, a billion chests on the map. But also, it kind of reminds me, like, I do kind of miss old Assassin's Creed as well. Like, it's good. It's a good time. But yeah,
it's a very transitional time for gaming as well.
Yeah.
Like 2013 was, like, one of the best years in video gaming. I think that still holds up. And 2014, I don't remember anything that came out that year. I've just Googled it, and I'm sitting here like, there was a few games that came out. Super Smash Bros. For Wii U, The Last of Us Remastered, Grand Theft Auto 5 for next-gen consoles, possibly Dark Souls 2 by the looks of it.
The worst one.
Fez.
Great game.
Child of Light.
Crazy developer.
Bayonetta 2. Yeah.
Great game.
Look, there's a few things in here, but in the list of top games that year, Assassin's Creed's missing. And it followed up to Black Flag the year before, where we also got BioShock, Tomb Raider, The Last of Us, Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a million more. We had the launch titles for the consoles. Like, it sort of came, I think, like, for Unity to still like to have landed that year, it had to be perfect, and it just sort of launched a little bit broken as well.
Yeah.
On top of any of the criticism you've just added, so
it's not broken now, which is good.
Maybe. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, so, like, if anybody missed out on Unity and is like, oh, I don't know if it's for me, go back and play it, because, like, it's not bad. Like, I feel like if Unity had launched how it plays today, Assassin's Creed would be in a very different place right now. Like, I feel like it would not be where it is.
Yeah, look, I think that's fair, because, like, I think I was just trying to remember as well, because I have a copy of Unity, and I was like, why do I own this game? And it's because in 2015, which is the year after, obviously, they ripped out, well, they'd already ripped out the Kinect or whatever from the Xbox One, and instead they packed in Assassin's Creed, Black Flag, and Unity.
Oh, right.
If I remember correctly.
Right.
So I think that's how I got a copy of the game, but I've chosen to play Black Flag instead.
That's fair. Black Flag's great.
Yeah.
Black Flag's very good.
That it is.
Unity is not bad.
Mate.
Yes.
Forza Horizon 5.
Yes.
Dropped on PS5 today.
It did. Hit me with it.
If you pay $150, that is.
Oh, right. Okay.
Otherwise, you can play early next week.
Okay.
it feels okay. Like it feels all right.
Yeah.
The world hasn't caved in. I've seen a fair few Twitter fights break out and all that sort of good stuff. But it's so interesting to me. Oh man, I got so much like weird feelings. Like the game's 3.5 years old, right?
Yep.
$100 on PS5.
Yeah.
For the base copy.
Yeah.
Is that a bit cheeky? Feels a bit. I don't know. It feels a bit shitty.
I mean,
but I just checked on Xbox Series X.
It is, but I don't care.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, like that's
like I paid $100 for it back in the day. Why shouldn't they?
A lot of money by not having to buy an Xbox, are you?
Yeah.
It's $100 on Xbox as well, but there's a 20% sale at the moment.
Yeah.
So.
Well, here's my thing. I paid $100 for it back in the day. Why shouldn't they? It's a brand new game to them.
Yeah. That's probably.
You know what I mean?
I think everything you're saying is logical, but I feel like it's just, I don't know, a bit cheeky. But anyway, something I'm seeing a lot on Twitter and even some news articles and stuff is a lot of people are highlighting. So the PS5 version and the Xbox Series X version are about the same.
Mm-hmm.
A few extra pixels here and there, whatever.
Yep.
You wouldn't know the difference. The PS5 Pro console will do what Mark Cerny said it would do, and it takes the quality mode of the PS5 and runs it at 60 frames. And, looks great.
Yep.
But, like, there's this, like, whole narrative that's broken out where it's like, PS5 Pro, best place to play. Now, obviously it's not. The PC version's, like, better. I mean, not to be that guy, but, like, obviously it's not. But, secondly, like, no one's really talking about the fact that it's like a 3.5-year-old game. Like, yeah, okay, it's better on the PS5 Pro. If you've got $1,200 to buy that thing, and you've waited 3.5 years just for the privilege, cool, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I'm just reading all this, and I'm like, I don't know. Like, I'm really not adding anything to the conversation. I just want to highlight that, like, it's really become a bit of a really low war in the gaming community, I feel.
Because I think the console wars are over, but the people that are like so entrenched in there and like it's like that it's a story of that Japanese soldier, mate. Have you ever heard the story of the Japanese soldier that was found like 20 years later still thinking the war was on? Have you heard that story?
I don't know.
Yeah, there was a Japanese soldier, right? And he was posted up in like some mountain or something like that. I'm probably butchering the story, but this is a true story. He was posted up in some mountain. The war ended and they forgot to tell him. So he was posted up in this mountain for fucking 20 years thinking that... Defending the outpost, thinking the Second World War was still going on and had no idea that it was over. These people on Twitter today are that man. They think the war's still on and no one's told them that it's done. You know what I mean? Like, the war is over.
A great analogy, because it just feels weird. It just feels like really
very weird. Yeah. Like, look, I'm all about being like, like, I'm actually, am I all about? I'm kind of not, because I've never been the sort of person that's like, I'm an X-bro, or like, I'm a Sony pony, you know what I mean? I'm a Nintendo dude. Like, I have played video games across everything because I love video games. Do you know what I mean? I feel like people that go all in on PlayStation or go all in on Xbox literally have nothing else in their life. Or, and I'm not being rude here, are the sort of people that, and it's going to seem like I'm being rude, but it's also like, I feel like they have to because that's all they can afford. If that makes sense, it's like, I can only afford a PlayStation. I need to seem like I'm all in on PlayStation and I hate Xbox because I really can't afford to get another console. You know what I mean? So they're trying to save face between the groups of people.
I remember probably a little bit of that in like primary school and high school.
Yeah,
yeah. It wasn't necessarily like what you could afford. It's just like how many birthdays could you get a console?
Exactly. Like, what did your parents buy you is sort of the thing that it was back in the day. You know what I mean? But like these people with disposable income that are all just sort of like, oh, man, Xbox can't make shit, da-da-da-da-da. It's like you're playing something Xbox made and you're saying it's the best place to play it is on your platform. Like,
do you think like the narrative around Xbox this generation is starting to turn around a little bit?
I think so. I don't think it's turning as quickly as it should. I still think that they have a lot more to deliver before it should make a massive change. Do you know what I mean? But they're definitely moving in the correct direction. And I think it's legitimately getting to a point where games are coming out everywhere. So it's not going to matter what you own. Do you know what I mean? Like the walls started breaking down when crossplay became such a big thing and Sony was suddenly like, fine, we'll play ball with crossplay. Like that felt like that was the Berlin Wall coming down. You know what I mean? Like, we still didn't like the guys on the other side, and the guys on the other side didn't like us, but there was nothing separating us anymore, if that makes sense. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's animosity, but we can see each other. You know what I mean? Like, we are there.
Yeah.
And oh man, I'm just using fucking history as like the ultimate. I'm so sorry. For those of you who don't know what the Berlin Wall is, Google it. But yeah, like that's what it sort of felt like. You know what I mean? And like Nintendo Switzerland, they just play well with everybody. But yeah, like crossplay was that first step towards the end of this so-called war, and I feel like Forza coming out on PlayStation is like the first signs of ceasefire. Do you know what I mean? And the only people that are still fighting this battle are those guys still up in the mountain who don't realize it's done. And I say, let's let them fight. We don't need to be involved. Let's let them go for it. Because eventually no one's just like, they're just going to be, the algorithm's going to throw them into their own little area where they can all piss and shit on each other and we can just enjoy video games. You know what I mean? Like that should be the trajectory for all of us, is that games are good. Shouldn't matter where we play them. We should just be able to enjoy them.
Something just feels very end of the era about Forza being on PlayStation to me. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I just mean that, like, even Sea of Thieves, what else are they taking to PlayStation? It's a few games now. You know, Minecraft, Sea of Thieves. I'm really blanking on a few others. But anyway, point is that I feel like up until that point, it was like, oh yeah, that's doable, that's doable, that's doable. You know, like Sea of Thieves runs on Unreal Engine, you know, whatever. But like Forza, like they've had to port the engine over to PlayStation.
Yeah.
They've had to take a absolute pillar franchise of the Xbox from all the way back in the day is now on PlayStation. It feels like up until this point it was like, we'll see what happens. Yeah, things are changing. But now, like today, feels like the day. You can't undo this.
Yeah.
You couldn't, like, with Sea of Thieves and all that stuff, you could go back at any point to just doing exclusives. But now I'm like, it'd be kind of weird if Fable didn't come to PlayStation. Like, you ported the engine. Like, you know?
Yeah.
I think with Fable, please jump in with your thoughts as well, but I feel like with Fable, they'll do exactly what they've done with Indiana Jones. They'll release it late in the year, 1 year, and then 4 months later, it'll come to PlayStation. I think that'll be the play with Fable. I don't think it'll be a day and date. I think they'll hold on to that for a few months.
Yeah, I think so. I agree with that. Because I think PlayStation is where... Now, this is going to be controversial. Because, like, I'm under the opinion that, like, Game Pass is really good. And I think it's making Xbox money. But I don't think it's necessarily making the developers money. So I think another thing people need to understand is probably porting all this stuff to PlayStation is where the developers are going to get the money from so they can make the next thing. So I think when Fable comes to PlayStation, that's where the majority of the income is going to come from. Because if you're an Xbox gamer and you're looking forward to Fable, you're playing it on Game Pass.
Yes. Yeah, definitely.
So I don't think we should be surprised if Fable comes out on PlayStation. I don't think we should be surprised if anything's shown at like a showcase, a developer direct, a blog post is just going to come to PlayStation. Like, I think the Xbox exclusive is dead. I don't think, like, we may get one every now and again, but I just don't think, I think the word exclusive will no longer be exclusively for an Xbox console. I think it'll be more like exclusively developed by Xbox. Like, that's where you'll see that word pop up from now on.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I think like on Game Pass will be the new thing for them. I think like they make like any exclusives left in the barrel will probably just be like because of contracts. Like,
100%.
You know, they've made this, they've done this, and it's sort of too late or whatever. But I think the change, and I think to your point about the showcases and stuff, I think the big change we're going to see as well is I think everything's going to be like Indiana Jones, where it's like the PS5 release date isn't scrubbed off the fucking screen at the end of the video. Like,
it'll be there.
Get it be there, whether it's the same day, whether it's 6 months later, whatever.
Yeah, I think so. I agree.
I think being transparent about it going forward is helpful, because now every time a game comes out, the first question everyone has is like, what's it releasing on? I think just be like straight up front about it. You know, hey, we're announcing a new COD and it's coming to, you know, all these.
Yep. Yeah.
But do it for everything.
I agree.
Yeah, I just wanted to bring that up. I don't know. It just sort of feels like it's worth acknowledging, because I think the genie is now officially well clear of the bottle.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
It's been fattened. It ain't going back in.
The bottle is broken. like it is shattered. Like it's gone. Yeah.
Did you want to speaking of PlayStation, did you want to fill us in on what is potentially their only game coming out still this year?
Which is crazy to think, like that, like so. This kind of in my mind makes me think that like any chance of a showcase or anything like that might be gone. But there's a few things this makes me think. So, Ghost of Yotei, ladies and gentlemen, has got a release date. It's coming out this October. It's coming out October 2nd for PlayStation 5. It was put out on the PlayStation blog with a brand new trailer called the Onryo List, which is effectively the bad guys of the game, and it feels very, very Assassin's Creed Shadows. But yeah, it's set in 1603. It introduces players to Atsu. She's a survivor turned assassin seeking vengeance against the Yotei Six, a group of outlaws who destroyed her family and left her for dead. Armed with the very katana that once pinned her to a burning ginkgo tree, Atsu embarks on a journey of retribution that evolves into a deeper quest for purpose. I think this means two things. One, we probably shouldn't get our hopes up for a showcase. Maybe just another state of play, because I feel like this would have been a big one to have in the showcase. Like, this is a showcase game. Like, this is coming.
There's no fucking way they have a showcase lined up where this wasn't big enough for it.
Yeah, yep. So, yeah, another thing that also got me was the fact that this is coming out October 2nd.
Surprised we got a release date so early.
Yes. PlayStation 100% know when GTA 5 is coming out.
Yeah.
And I think it's the end of October. I think it's like...
I want to give people a few weeks to get this out of the way.
I'm putting it out there now. GTA 5 is coming this year, and it is coming October 29th. That's when you can look forward to it.
Just, like, obviously we don't know a lot, but, like, let's say it was coming out before October 2nd. Mm-hmm. How clear would you want to be? Like a month, 2 months? Like what? Like
I think a month. Yeah, I think a month. And I don't.
Yeah, I don't think you'd want to be within that 4 weeks.
No, I think that like GTA will be at the end of October, and I think they're safe being at the start of the month because Ghost of Yotei is so vastly different of an experience than what GTA is going to offer. That
it probably could finish it in a couple of weeks.
100%. Yeah, if you sit there and you power through a week, you're done. But yeah.
I can't wait to see what Call of Duty does in response to a GTA release date. Does it vacate the month, or does it go up against it?
Yeah, that's a really good point. And it'll be a really good discussion once we have the GTA release date, I think. I think it'll be interesting to see what happens, who moves, who stays, who goes. Because I think you just want
really transparent about it as well.
Yeah.
I can't wait. It's like, hey, we're moving because GTA's there. I would love for a studio just to come out and be like, it's just in our best interest to delay a month.
I mean, yeah, I'd respect the shit out of anybody who comes out and says that. You know what I mean? Like, hey, we are not in a position to go up against the biggest game, maybe not of just a year, but of all time. So we're just gonna steer clear for a few weeks.
Launch in early access a month earlier.
I'm actually so hopeful that it's coming out at the end of October because so many people will steer clear, and it just means that I don't have anything to worry about for a few weeks. Like, I can just, like, there's nothing big coming out. There's nothing to talk about except Grand Theft Auto, so that'll be lovely.
Become a Grand Theft Auto podcast briefly.
I think so. About how, yeah, I think so. That'd be fun. As well as the announcement of the release date, we also did get the announcement of the editions, the collector's edition, a digital deluxe edition, and a standard edition. So here in Australia, the standard edition is priced at $125.95. The digital deluxe edition is priced at $139.95. And the collector's edition is priced at $369.95. As far as collector's editions go, I think that's a pretty fair price for a collector's edition, just compared to everything.
Did you get a pre-order?
No, pre-orders go live on Friday, May 2nd, 2025 at 10 a.m.
Oh, when I read that message from you, I just assumed it meant today, Friday, but yeah, cool.
Oh, man, I will be there. I really want this because they got me because I'll go, let's just go through quickly what comes in the collector's edition. It comes with Atsu's ghost mask built to scale with Jin's mask. That's what got me. I got Jin's mask on the shelf. Now they've specifically put that freaking name of that mask on my shelf in there, so I was like, well, I need that. It's made of resin and features its own display stand. sash, which measures 71 inches long and includes the names of the Yotei 6, which we have seen from the trailer. So in the trailer, we do see her kill one of the Yotei 6 and then use their blood to stain their name off of her sash. So it's like a list that she's crossing off, which is freaking sick. A replica of the Suba from Atsu's Katana, which measures 3x3 inches and includes its own display stand. So I'm just about to have a big collection of these Suba, I think, because I got one from Shadows, just up there. I'm going to get one from this, and I got two more from other games. I got one from freaking, from the From Software game, Shadows Die Twice. I forget what the first name of the game. What's
I can't help you.
It's
sorry.
not. It's just completely gone from my mind. But you guys know what I'm talking about. A pouch of coins and instructions on how to play a game called Zeni Hajiki. Hajik? I don't know, man. I'm not good with Japanese. I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying. I'm learning. I'm trying. Foldable papercraft ginkgo tree along with a wolf at its base. That's kind of cool because we know she got stabbed against one. So nice to have a little foldable tree where I can stab little stuff to it. A set of 4 5x7-inch art cards featuring the sash, the wolf, Atsu's ghost mask, and the key art. You'll also get the pre-order content featuring Atsu and the Yotei 6 avatar set, and a new in-game mask, and the digital deluxe content featuring the snake armor set, an alternative die for the starting armor, unique horse color, unique saddle die, an in-game charm, a gold sword kit, and an early unlock of Traveler's maps. Very keen. Very keen for this collector's edition. It's a decent collector's edition. It's very nice.
PlayStation always do a good collection.
Sekiro Shadows Die Twice.
Oh, of course.
That's what it's called. Let's go, baby. Yeah, dude, they're pretty good with collector's editions. I'm glad they're still doing them.
Consistent is another word that comes to mind.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. It's good. There's something special about a collector's edition. You know, you wait for this game, you get hyped about this game, and I think there's something even more hype about getting a box just full of goodies that are connected to that game. Will the game be good or bad? It doesn't matter. I have a brand new mask to put on the shelf with my other one. You know what I mean? I have 19 inches of Venom, and if it's bad, I'll sit on it. You know what I mean? Like, they've given me what I need. It's like... it's bloody great. I love a good collector's edition. Always been a big fan of them. Love them. But yeah, can't wait for this game. Actually, can't wait to jump in. I think it's going to be really, really good. But yeah, in my mind, sort of, would you say that like, do you think they're setting expectations by just putting out a blog post with a release date of probably the biggest game of the year? For them?
I think they're setting expectations for how they're going to do things going forward. I think it could be true that they don't have anything else this year. I think that is likely true. But I could see them starting to do this more and more. Like, the threshold, like the bar for them to actually go to the effort of doing a showcase is so high.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, they don't do it often. I don't even get the feeling they want to do it often.
Probably not, no. Do you think we see one this year?
It's probably expensive, you know? Sorry.
Do you think we see a showcase this year?
Well, I mean, Sony's historically been pretty good at announcing shit 3 years in advance. So, I mean...
Now's the time to do it, because we have no idea what's on the horizon. Like, if there was, like...
my gut's telling me there's just not that much.
Yeah.
You know, like, as in... Like, look at Marathon, you know? Bungie fucking, I feel like a year ago, was like, we're going dark while we make this game.
Yep.
I was like, you've been gone for, like, 30 minutes. Like, and suddenly Marathon's here. Coming out soon. And it's like, great, you know, I'm excited to jump... Well, you know, I'm somewhat excited to jump in. But... I don't know. I kind of just feel like Sony's just trying to like not put a big spotlight on themselves. You know what I mean? Like, I think they're probably waiting till things are a bit more ready. Something Xbox struggled. Like, Xbox went through this where they basically had 2 or 3 years of announcing, you know, fuck all, because they're like, we want to make sure we're going to release the shit we announce. And they suffered through years of it, and we pulled them the fuck apart for it.
Yeah.
And now they're here showing up with shit where it's like, hey, you know, what was like even Starfield and stuff, like they're not big marketing cycles anymore. But it took a while to get there, and I think Sony's going through that right now, where I think they're going to start announcing shit only a year in advance, not 2.5 years in advance.
That's so true.
So I think unfortunately this year is going to be a bit of a slow one. Look, I'd love to be proven wrong, and suddenly Spider-Man 3 and shit's all ready to be announced. New Uncharted. Like, I'd love a showcase, but I don't know. I feel like they're just going to do more blog posts than anything going forward. The state of plays are going to be where things are more interesting because I've obviously love supporting the third parties and doing all that sort of stuff. But every time they do a state of play, we all sit here and fucking whinge. So they're probably a bit gun shy on that as well. I don't know, man. I think it could be a big combination of everything, but I think we're going to see more blog posts going forward.
I feel like next week, maybe not next week, maybe the week after, who knows, we should build before this announcement, I was like, of course they're going to have a showcase. After this announcement, I'm like 50-50 on them having a showcase. But we should build a showcase using information and rumors of like what they have on the horizon. Like, what would this showcase look like?
Okay, so we can't just completely make something up.
I think there's enough.
Impossible.
Yeah, there's enough leaks, rumors, and stuff that we know about out there. Could we build a showcase that would A, generate hype, and B,
not include Ghosts of Yotei?
Yeah, and justify a showcase. Do you know what I mean?
I feel like you couldn't. To be honest, I feel like we couldn't. And
oh man, I'd love to try.
I think if we sat here for an hour trying to figure it out, maybe we could. But like, I think we're gonna have to. I think the showcase is only going to be possible because we'll suddenly go, oh, what if they've got a deal worked up with this studio? You know what I mean? Like, I don't think it's going to be all first party.
We should do it. We should make an episode of that. We should actually I will comb
before some of the Gamescast. Let's get it in.
Yeah, let's do that. Because if they're going to do one, it's going to be before then. They don't like to be before, or they don't like to be after or during. It'll be before. But yeah,
that's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah, man, Ghost of Yotei, it's coming this year. Get hyped. I'm excited because I'm a big fan of Ghost of Tsushima. So, like, that was one of my favorite games at the tail end of the PS4. It was like, I actually can't wait to jump back into it this year before I play Yotei. Even though it's set 300 years after Tsushima, like there's, I feel like, I don't know, I just feel like there's got to be some connective tissue there. Do you know what I mean? Like, to call this a sequel, there's got to be some connective tissue. Yeah. And I'm also kind of like, this is going to be controversial, but everyone stick with me really, really quick. I was thinking about this maybe like at the end of last year when we sort of like seen Ghost of Yotei, and I was kind of like, they went 300 years into the future, right? If Yotei comes out, people like it. Would they go further into the future? Could we see like a Ghost of Tsushima game set during like the 80s? You know what I mean? Or like, could we see like like it's like someone trying to bring down the Yakuza, you know what I mean? You've like taken names off a list as like a long lost descendant of Jin Sakai who's like, oh, that would be, oh man.
I would really fucking love that. I think the problem is that'll be perceived as like they had to do that to keep making the series. Like, as in, I don't think it'll be perceived well by the community.
Why can't we just have cool
not only
things?
The community that love the game, but also the community of potential buyers.
Yeah. Why can't we have cool things, man?
Because we're humans and we're just the worst.
We are terrible. Not us personally. We're pretty cool. Subscribe.
Hey,
yeah.
I've been meaning to do more research to write it up on the website. So this is just half-cooked information, if you will.
Yes. Hit me with the cook.
But Ready or Not being ripped off the Steam page.
Yes.
In Australia. Is not because the classification board decided to declassify it. It's because the developers never sent it to the classification board.
Oh!
Yeah.
How did that happen? How does that even happen?
Yeah, I don't know. Basically, they've had to, what do you call it? What am I trying to say? Why am I lost for words? They've sent it now, and they're working on it, so it should be back up.
Yeah, it should be back up pretty soon. And
that information comes from Rattlin Live on YouTube, and I'm just trying to find, because they posted about it on Reddit as well.
That's funny as shit. That's so good.
Yeah, so this YouTuber, he's basically just called the classification board and asked what was up, and they told him.
That's so good. See, everyone speculates. Just make a phone call.
Yeah, you just call the fucking horde and sort it out. So, yeah, apparently they're working on the classification now. Doesn't sound like there's any huge, like, backlash because of it. It's just a case of quite often small games don't get classified because, I mean, the classification board would be, yeah, they wouldn't have the funds to cover everything, I guess. So, and we could dive into the process, but quite often I don't even play the whole game anyway. So, yeah, I think it's just a case of, well, now that they've all realized this mistake, they can't actually sell it until it gets fixed. So hopefully it's back up soon.
I was looking at some videos about it because I was like, man, I actually like. It was so funny that we were talking about jumping into it, and then a couple of days later, it's like it's gone. So it's like, damn.
It will be back.
Apparently, it's like the most realistic shooter out there right now. Like all the way down to case ejection, recoil patterns, and all that sort of stuff. Like it is the closest you can get to like shooting a gun in real life. You know what I mean? Like, and that's kind of cool. Like that's intriguing to me. Like how they've been able to do that, and I kind of want to get in there and have a look. Like. They've gone as far as like when you do the training in the game, the pistol you use is actually a training Glock. Like it's a Glock that is colored blue and used for training. Right. Like they've gone super gun nerd, and I'm like, yeah, let's get in there, man. Let's go super gun nerd. You know what I mean? Like Siege has my heart right now. Let Ready or Not have my brain. Like I want to get in there and like look at all the intricacies and shit. Like that stuff's exciting to me. But yeah, well, that's good to know that it's going to be back soon. I'm excited. I want to jump in. I want to have a good time. That is, I don't know why, but to me, that is just the funniest shit. Like, that's so funny. Like, oh, no. It wasn't because we didn't take the rating away. We never rated it. Like oh, okay. Like, cool.
I don't know where the game's developed, but the Reddit thread, like, there's speculation that, like, they might just not have known about the Australian classification.
Oh, man, hey, man. Yeah. Honestly, so many people like let's be honest, like if someone would probably be like, how do you not know about the Australian classification? But guys, I've been to the States, you know, in New York City, someone asked me if I rode a kangaroo. You know what I mean? They asked if we keep them as pets. I'm like, some people do. I ride the kangaroo. Like I told this guy that the postman delivered the mail.
Probably not
kangaroo. But yeah, like it's like, you know, like there are people out there that it just probably wouldn't even like we're a third world country to some places. You know, we are such a mystery.
Yeah,
like,
no, honestly, exactly right. It's probably just an innocent mistake. Hopefully there's no problem. Just needs to be offline for a few weeks while they sort it out. Easy, no worries.
It's so funny though. That's so funny. What a great
I don't
story.
know what's that complicated. Just slap an R on it and let's go. You
know? Yeah, honestly, yeah. Like, yeah,
I'm gonna call them up and just let them know what to do. Like, yeah. Anyway,
I'll be interested to see if they are told to make any changes in order to get a classification. I don't think they'll have to, but it'd be interesting to see because I'm just thinking now, right? Like, it's very much like you're a cop. You know what I mean? Like in a lot of these situations, or you're special forces and you're like breaching a building and you're taking stuff out. So like, I don't see them, you know, ripping out some morphine and going, oh, you know what I mean? Like, I doubt they'd have to change that.
It's not a question about what classification it gets. It's really just a case of do we ban it or give it an R.
Yeah, honestly.
Really not much more to it.
And I mean, like, there are people playing it in this country right now, so everything's fine, guys. Like just give it the R.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's good to have a classification board, but sometimes
they're stupid.
Yeah. I mean,
like, what did they recently ban? They just banned something recently. The new Silent Hill game.
Oh, really?
Like, that's banned here. Yeah. And then, well, it was banned, and now it's unbanned. We reported on it. They were like, I did my research, and now I've just completely forgotten. Like, I sat there and combed through it all. Yeah, it was banned for some reason, and then they changed their mind on it like literally like a day later because there was just like a lot of backlash.
I mean, you know, I've watched interviews with the people that work at that board, and to their credit, they're trying to do the right thing. You know what I mean? They're trying to protect the country. They're trying to help parents. They're trying to do all the right things. I just think sometimes it gets a little bit pedantic. Like, just slap an R on it. If we're a bit unsure, just fucking give it an 18+. Like,
yeah, like, we have this R rating for a reason. We fought for this R rating for so long, and it's like, we have it now. Like, just, like, if, like, don't ban stuff. You know what I mean? Like just...
It's hard, though, because, like, some of the stuff they ban things for, it's like, yeah, I kind of get it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, well, I mean...
I was just gonna say, like, they, you know, you incentivize to, like, consume drugs and stuff. Like, I don't know. Like, is a video game really gonna, like, make drug culture better or worse? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, as in, it's probably not video games that are gonna be part of that equation. I don't know. That's my personal view, but maybe it's different for other people.
There's only one game I've seen this year that I would say deserves to be banned, and it's been ripped off Steam. Did you see that game that is literally like you essay people?
Oh yeah, no, that's what I mean. Like that sort of stuff's got to go.
That's not a game. Like that's a crime.
I don't even think there's the classification board that got rid of that.
Yeah, no, Steam.
Pulled
that the hell off. Yeah, like honestly.
But that's what I mean. Like if something like that comes to the classification board, like their heart's in the right place, they'll slap that shit away.
100%, which they should. Yeah, 100%.
But yeah, it's just a shame sometimes we sort of, like we wouldn't have got GTA 5 without the R18 rating. Like there's been, it's better these days, but we've got a long history with the classification board. So anyway, in this instance though, they've done nothing good or bad. They just didn't get the game.
They didn't get a copy, man. They didn't get their review copy, and they're mad about it.
That happens in a few weeks. They didn't get their review copy.
Yeah, they wanted to post it on Metacritic, and they couldn't. They're pissed off, and they want their copy.
Fuck, how funny would it be if they then also classified the game, then also gave it a review out of 10 or something?
have said this. I said if they're going to classify the games, they should write a review after they've finished them, because then they're incentivized to finish it. You know what I mean? Like, have them write a review. Like, I feel like that would be so funny. Like that would be so good.
That's a huge problem. I don't think they finish many of the games at all.
Oh, I doubt it.
It's not part of they don't have time.
I'd love to know exactly, like, there must be rules about this. Like, there must be, like, you must play X amount of time on the game before giving it a rating. Like, I wonder what that time is.
Okay. So I'm a little rusty, but there's two parts to it. One is you're right, they play a couple of hours, make sure the vibe passes, whatever. But then the person who logs the game for classification also has to declare, almost like the fucking slip on an international flight, has to declare what crazy shit's in here. So
oh god,
you have to declare like the most violent thing in the game, the most like maybe sexual thing in the game. There's a few things you've got to like, and you've got to record video of those things and package it with what you give the classification board. So they play a couple of hours to make sure the vibe matches what you've told them the game is, and then they sit there and consume the worst parts of it, or the develop. Like if you're submitting like Modern Warfare 2, was it? Like you would just put a video with a no Russian mission in and go, yeah, that's as bad as it gets, and then you get the classification board can then pretty much go, okay, this might not be the whole game, but we certainly got to classify this mission.
Yeah,
the whole game basically put under that, you know what I mean?
That's so funny.
And then I think it's a couple other things you got to do, like you've got to declare, like a classification board's really good at putting on the box these days, whether there's randomized loot boxes and things like that. And I'm pretty sure now your game automatically gets an M or something if you've got randomized shit. So
any form of gambling,
stuff like
you get
that. It's like
an M.
Yeah, because like a lot of these games are classified before the online stores are even up, right?
Yeah.
So a lot of it is actually just self-declaring. Again, the most shitty parts about your game, the craziest parts about your game, and then they sort of check it, and then I don't know. I guess you get in trouble if you fuck around with them. I don't really know, but the point is that if you submit 100 and something hour Starfield, they are not finishing that beast.
Oh god, no. I would expect them to, but no, I'm just kidding. I wouldn't expect them to. But yeah, I mean, you know what? If someone was playing Starfield, right, I would be able to tell how much they've played by who they romanced. Because
I mean,
Jake romanced some chick that I haven't even met yet.
Wasn't too bad, but like think about like Cyberpunk or something. You couldn't classify that game if you were forced to play it on launch.
Bro, like how would they have? Like I feel, it would have been so funny. It's like, all right, I'm gonna play a couple hours of Cyberpunk and then I'll classify it. Starts up Cyberpunk, game crashes. Okay, cool. Let's try again. Starts up Cyberpunk. 1 hour in, game crashes. I can't classify this, guys. Like, it's not good. It's not great. Give it an M. Give it an R. No one should play this.
I would kind of love if they did a quality check as well.
Oh, that would be so funny.
We couldn't complete this game. Like, if we could complete it, we'll give it a classification and a review score. If we can't complete it, R18. Fuck off.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, this game is rated R for really, really, really not done yet. So,
really,
hop on in, have fun. Just be aware, in an hour's time, you will not be having a good time.
And we'll reclassify it in 6 months. Just,
Yeah, I wonder if, like...
it's just FIFA. It's R18.
Do you think, like, they, like... how do you think people get away with, like, just, like... I know we're running long in the tooth, so I'll end it in a second, but, like... A game comes out, it gets classified, it's out there, and then 6 months later, they're like, all right, cool. Like, people have been, like, showing a lot of love. We're, like, adding an online store. Like, does that mean that reclassification has to happen, or they can just add whatever they want to the game after it's been classified.
Yeah, you've raised a point that's definitely been floating around for a while, and I think they only really reclassify shit when they repackage it.
Right. Okay.
So like when there's like a definitive edition, but I'm not sure. Let's do a Google and see if we can get some more info for the next episode of the podcast, because I feel
that's interesting. Like how are they getting around that?
A few games have tried to do it recently where they'll introduce that shit weeks after, like, the battle pass starts a couple of weeks after launch. But
the next season,
there's not. To be fair, I don't think there's a lot of shit coming out these days with randomized loot.
Yeah, I'd say not. I mean, like Overwatch has just brought it back, but it's like you don't pay for them. The only way to get them is playing. So
yeah, I think that you'd get away with.
Yeah.
Rocket League are very clear about the odds and all that sort of stuff. But this is all thanks to Europe. This has nothing to do with us. Like, we got Europe to thank for this.
It's a clampdown on that stuff. Yeah, they really clamped down on it.
Yeah, so I think it's an interesting question, but I feel like the problem's just sort of gone away a little bit.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what EA comes up with next to just create the biggest issue in gaming. I'm really excited about it. And if you guys can't wait for that, be sure to like and subscribe if you're on YouTube and follow the podcast. Jack, thank you so much for joining me, mate.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, mate, anytime. Come back next week. We'll do it all over again. Joke never gets old. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening. We really do appreciate it. Be sure to let us know what you think about all this in the comments, in the Discord. Head over to the website. Talk to us there. Catch up on everything over there. And yeah, wherever you are, drop a follow, drop a like, drop a subscription to One Up Games, your home for news, reviews, and previews. We will be back next week with more gaming goodness. Until then, may all of your games be good ones, and we will catch you guys next week. Bye, everybody.